tight. We'll be there shortly. Is it happening? What's going on, E? All right. Yeah. You always like, I'm laughing because you really do be starting this with all right all the time. But I'm a little bit taken aback because there's an energy in the room. There's an elephant. You know when there's an elephant in the room and you're the only one that's not really a part of the elephant, and you kind of are. That's the only reason why I brought it, because I said, like, elephants are really either they're hard. They're just as hard to acknowledge as they are to speak upon.
But and I don't even think it's elephants though. Like, I just feel like it's just kind of like sometimes you just get so tired that you don't like feel like talking. Like, I don't feel like, you know, like you just don't feel like addressing or talking about nothing because it's just like I'm tired. Like, to have to re-explain or like go back and forth or like it's just tiring. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's
so like
valid.
I think sometimes elephants aren't really elephants. It's just like I don't feel like it. Like, I'm tired.
Well, I just mean in the sense of like not even like necessarily addressing something with the person that the elephant's about, but it's like when you have, again, it's like that dynamic that we sat in the car about where it's like when you got personal stuff and when you mix business with personal, because this is something I was thinking about too, like with us and like just the different things that the different styles of things or the different things that we're learning through doing this podcast or whatever, especially because it's such a personal, it's like a personal podcast, but it's still business. So it's like when we like do it, it's like we get to be able to utilize it as a personal outlet, but then also wanting to, the goal behind it is to motivate and to empower and to inspire women or people in general to kind of go to be okay with being their authentic selves and to be able to like understand that it's a beautiful thing.
Well, like, but with that also goes like being okay with just not being okay. Like, I don't ever push yourself to feel like you need to be 100% of the time because it's business. Like, right, who cares? Like, business comes, business goes. You'll have opportunities. However, your personal just self and feelings and where you are, like, that's what's important 100% of the time, or else you lose yourself in the midst of trying to like create or cultivate businesses or relationships or business relationships or anything of the sorts. Like, honestly, like, and that's just where I am right now. Like, I just refuse to allow myself to be in a space where, like, if I can't be authentic or 100% with myself, I just don't care about it. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, the reason why I'm leaving my job, like, being able to be 100%, it just didn't come, it just wasn't happening. Like, I was ending up putting my job before my personal feelings and like where I was and just how I was feeling. So it was like, this isn't purposeful anymore. The money doesn't matter anymore. The success doesn't matter anymore if you're not putting yourself first. And that's what anything, that's inclusive of podcasts, that's inclusive of relationships, that's inclusive of anything. Like, if yourself isn't getting put first, like, none of this shit matters. Like, honestly, like, if anybody was to say like, oh, I'm looking at y'all for a podcast business or to build or to create or to cultivate, I would just say like, you actually are doing that all 100% wrong. Like, honor yourself in all of it. So if yourself is saying like, oh, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, or oh, I want to build X, Y, and Z, or oh, I want to create a platform for X, Y, and Z, you do that. Like, yeah, do your research to make sure that you're able to create and have your own homework and business. Like, you know, make sure you good. But I mean, don't look at people like that on the pedestal or like, oh, I'm looking at this. Like, nah, like, I'm not. I ain't nobody God. Don't look at me because I'm human like everybody else. So I'm going to have my good days and my bad days. And this is just one of those days where I'm just kind of like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's the problem with the world. Like, everybody too busy trying to be excited or happy or la and giggly when you not happy, la and giggly. Like, I'm just, yeah, I'm having a day and fuck it. Like, we have days. And if we trying to be authentic and 100% with an audience, like, women, we are not always 100% in la and giggly, and yeah, I'm just a vibe. Like, I'm having a moment where I'm not like feeling it, and I'm just like finding myself frustrated, and yeah, and I'm cool. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm okay with it, and I'm not about to change my mood because I have to, because of a platform that I'm on. Like, no, absolutely not. No, fuck it all. Like, that's why people commit suicide. That's why people start losing their mind, is because they feel like they got to put on a facade, or feel like they got to show themselves differently than what they feeling, or feel like people going to look at them crazy if they feel some type of way. Like, nah, I'm not in the greatest mood, and this is me. And it's all facets. If this is all facets of women, if we want to address women across the board, like, this is what it looks like. This is what being human looks like. Like, everybody ain't gonna always get sunshine, blue flowers, and rainbows. And what does that mean when you don't? And it's okay to not get it. And if it's not, then I feel sorry for you.
Well, there it is, Mary. There's the elephant. You just exposed the whole thing, so it's
Well,
great. That's
there it is.
But that's what I mean when I say, like, that's the purpose of Chris and Meems podcast, and that's why, like, I mean, that's what you explained is still what we initially what the motivation behind us creating this was for, like, and so that's exactly why, luckily I wasn't in the same. I mean, to be honest, I was like, I could have gone home. I was ready to. I honestly, because I know personally though, I'm challenging myself in my own personal ways that reflect whatever I do professionally, which is why I really aspire to push past my own personal, like, feelings, and I see that you do that in a lot of ways as well too. Not meaning that you're gonna shift out of who you are, but it means that you're still, like what we talked about last time. Like, you're a person of your word. You like to keep your word. I know you don't, like, you want to follow through. I know that you have all those qualities in you, which is exactly why you really weren't extremely forward in saying, I'm not gonna do this. I know that that's why you didn't. That's only, I asked that because we're letting the people be exposed to who we are and get to know who we are. So that's exactly why I'm like, okay, cool. Like the whole theme, just literally all of this is completely freestyle. So, like, we didn't plan any of this, but it just happened to feed off of, like, the thing that came to my mind was, like, elephants, because of the other personal stuff we was talking about in the car. And then it was like, cool, the elephant of, like, the delay in the couple of weeks that we have been gone, and, like, that just sparked the whole elephant of just talking about what your feelings are authentically. Like, a lot of times my first question when I, like, meet with clients is, like, how are you feeling? Every time I hear good, like, I always challenge that to be like, okay, are you good or okay good?
Yeah.
And then they'll tell me I'm okay good, and then that opens up the door to say, like, okay, then you're not good. But it's that whole thing of, like, as humans, we have that nature to be like, oh, how are you? Okay, or I'm good. Like, especially just to strangers on the street, right? So it's like, just getting out of that mentality that we have to feel like we have to just go through the motions regardless, and not be authentic to what we're feeling. So everything that you just broke down right now was what this is about, is what we're aspiring to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I just, like you said, you're challenging yourself, like, on a different level. I just feel like I am also we're in two different spaces, and it's okay to be in two different spaces, because I've, like, challenged myself to give more, and now I'm just kind of like, it doesn't matter, like, where I am in my space, and just personally is just making sure that I'm acknowledging where I am presently, and just, like, moving in that. Like, too many times do people feel like they need to shift their energy, or, oh, I'm in a, like, whack space or a whack mood, so I need to, like, act or conform a certain way. But no, like, I just refuse to right now, like, and not in a bad way, like, not to be like a Downy Dumper or to be like a negative Nancy, but just to acknowledge where I am. Like, I'm just not doing it. Like, I don't want to do it. I refuse to do it. Like, literally, I just don't want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, people work all day and act and do all these things all day, and it's so draining to have to like put on this mask and put on facade. And like, I mean, Carlton came to my job one day and he was like, yo, you act completely different at your job than you do with just like in your personal space. And I was just like, oh, I never noticed it, but it is. It's like putting on this like smile 24/7 and like doing this dance, and just like, nah, I just don't feel like it. Like, I'm not doing it at all. I don't even do it at work no more. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm just not feeling it. And it is what it is. Like, I already told y'all I'm leaving. So, yeah, I mean, if y'all want me to leave sooner, cool. Like, if not, like, this is who I am and this is where I am. And I just refuse to do it. Like, yeah, I just can't. Like, I've given way too much of myself trying to be like super just this person or be in these vibes in these moments, even when I'm not feeling it. And it's just like, nah. Like, people get tired, and if you aren't tired yet, you're gonna get tired. And it's just not, I mean, it's not a vibe. Yeah, it's not something that I'm interested in doing anymore. So to each is their own. But yeah, I'm just not interested in it.
Well said. Well said. I mean, this is what it is, folks.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds dark, but honestly, when people talk about being authentic, like, honestly, this is what authenticity looks like sometimes, and people don't talk about it enough, where it's like,
this is in the moment.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not feeling it, and I'm not about to act like I am feeling it, or I'm not about to act like, I'm just not about to do that. Like, that's so fake, and I'm just not.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say.
Into being fake.
Like, I think that's great, and I think when I was having a conversation today with Kel, every time I have a conversation with someone, I try to be mindful of reflecting whatever I say onto myself and check in with myself to be like, because I never like to feel like I'm talking to somebody about something and sharing somebody and giving them insight, and I'm not practicing that same thing. So like, so now with the level, I feel like that we are. What, bro?
Oh, no, I'm listening.
I know.
Stop looking at me. Oh, you're recording me.
So
oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
let the people know what you're looking for, because you look like you.
I look like a crackhead at this point. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at the studio, and I was just
taking it in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We on live. Oh, fudge. Instead, my phone just died.
Yeah.
All right.
We not on live no more.
No
You're going to have to delete that.
I look like it's going to automatically delete, because it's cool. The eyes are real. Yeah, you did this, bro.
I ain't do nothing. Your car didn't even have a charger.
No, I'm charging. Well, our phones are both dead. Okay, bro.
Nope, mine charging right now.
Oh, then see, there you go.
I got to. I know, my sister.
It's okay.
I just
she
got
was
people
on
all
Instagram
at
Live,
the house.
and she just said, "Wow, that's so dope and raw." So it's okay, bro. We doing what we gotta do for the people.
I heard that.
Yep, exactly. So we give them entertainment. So we about to wrap it up right now. But all I'm saying is to wrap it up with this: with the challenges with this stuff, like, it's great, and that's why I love our dynamic. And I already know people probably gonna be like, "Dang," like, because they've already told me, like, I just love Mimi. Just be so real. She be raw, like, and
Jesus.
everything that you give, even if you might be like, "Oh, fuck," like, I'm not in the best mood, but like, people really do gravitate toward that realness, that sense of realness, which is why I'm like, I just try to push us to really like still follow through, because it's like, this is what we are doing this for. And so it's so fortunate to be able to have, I mean, what we say, like, this business where it's literally just bringing ourselves to the table. And so I think to have that reminder of like, that's the point of even of making a business or creating a business. It's like, it's your own. So you bring yourself to the table without the extra fluff. Like, if you do fluff, fluff. It's your own fluff. It's your
Right.
authentic fluff. You get to choose when you get to, fluff stuff, and it is a world of being able to like to say that this is really, it isn't all about us.
Right.
It's a bigger picture to it. So instead of looking at it like, oh, like I'm not about to show this side, or I'm not about to show up this way at my job anymore, it's great because it's starting to show you who you really want to show up as all the time, whether you accept it or not. But it's also like seeing like, okay, realistically, who I want to show up as the best version of myself, and also showing that I do have these authentic and real emotions that need to be exposed as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not always, like you said, it's not always rainbows and butterflies and whatever. So but it's like, because the more and more we continue to only accept those moments and those experiences of ourselves, the more and more we put shame on the fact that when we feel sad and we feel depressed and we feel upset.
I mean, and it's true though. It's like there have been a lot of conversations with just mental health and depression and just what that looks like and what that is. But it honestly, like, it continues to be kind of this taboo conversation in the Black community, because just knowing when it's okay to not be okay. Like, like, oh, I'm not feeling it. And as easy and as simple as it is what it is, and being able to accept it for what it is, and not like, oh, you turned down, or oh, you whack, or oh, X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not.
Let me get you out of it. Like, oh, bro, but what about this? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, but I think the problem is we've just had too much time to not be able to feel it all. Like, I honestly, like, I haven't started being able to embrace or feel emotions in like a sense of just like healthy coping until like being an adult, and barely even then. Like, there was never a moment where I felt open enough to be able to be like, oh, I'm not feeling well, or I'm not feeling this, or I'm just like not in a great mood, and it be acceptable. That's what I try and change the narrative with Autumn, because like I want her to know, like, if you're feeling some type of way, like, feel it. Like, honestly, as silly as it may be, or as ridiculous as it may be, or no matter how many conversations have to be had after that, like, feel whatever you feel. I want you to feel it, and I want you to be able to tell me when you're having a moment, because I don't want you to go through life thinking, oh damn, well, I'm only allowed to feel this type of way, or I'm never allowed to convey or show when I'm feeling some type of way, or when I'm irritated, or when I'm frustrated, or when I'm upset, or when I'm in a mood. Like, that's crazy. And it's like, I'm not about to keep doing it. Like, I just, like, no, you feel how you feel, and you tell me how you feel. And if you can't tell me how you feel, that's fine. Let's work through it together so that you can identify your feelings, and you know what you're feeling, so you can be able to articulate it. Like, as an adult, it's crazy to me when like somebody is as easy as like, what's wrong with you? Shit, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm feeling. Like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Like, I don't know if I'm upset. I don't know if I'm hurt. I don't know what I'm feeling. So yeah, as easy as it may sound to ask, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Then I sound crazy as hell, because like, I don't know what's wrong with me, and it's not nothing, wrong with saying like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but even just internally feeling like it's bad to not know what's wrong. Like, oh damn, like I can't even identify or acknowledge what I'm feeling, so now I can't even say like, oh well, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z because of, it's like, well, damn, I don't know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, but I'm just feeling. I'm in my feelings, and
there it is. That's
so
it.
yeah,
I feel some type of way. That's where that came from. I really appreciate that.
So my hope is, that people know, like, regardless, and I mean women, men, but specifically, like, I know men go through their own struggle with this, but even like women, just knowing like it's okay to just like feel, and like it doesn't matter what people think about it. Like, it don't matter if people think you're a bitch. It don't matter if people think like, oh, she whack. It honestly, like, doesn't really matter. And like even just now, like feeling like I started to feel bad, like, oh damn, I need to change my perspective or change how I'm feeling. And it's just like, nah, like I'm not.
And that takes a lot of work to try to like get yourself
Yeah,
out of
like
feeling what you authentically feel.
I'm
like,
not feeling it. And it's like, it's all right, right? It take time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm stepping into a place where I'm going to acknowledge and be okay with just feeling how I feel
Yeah.
and not allowing people to make me like feel bad or feel like, oh damn, well I need to give this grand explanation as to why I'm feeling this way, or like, oh I need to go into depth. Like, nah, fuck it. Like I'm just not feeling up to it. Like it is what it is. You get what you get from me today, and not in a bad way. Not that I'm not trying to show up for people, or not that I'm not trying to show up for myself, but like this is me showing up for myself, being able to stand in what I feel, acknowledge what I feel, and stand in my truth of the matter for the day. Like I'm mush. I am a ball of emotion right now, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not expecting the world to end. You know, I'm not like in a huge manic negative space, but I'm just feeling right now, and I just may not be feeling it. And it's okay to not feel it. It's okay to just be and be in your space, whatever it may be.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
No, I agree. So I feel like, yeah, like it's just a testament to like no matter what space that you're in, like because I know that I have the natural tendency to just like have this positive mindset and it exudes, or sometimes it can, when there is moments like this, it's like I'm extremely solution oriented, and I notice that in everything that I do, professionally, personally, and everything like that. However, I have been challenging myself to just accept whatever is the moment. And so even right now, it's like, you know, like I knew what space you were in. And then like there's moments where I know you're in a space, and then I know like where it's like, okay, we could get to it. Like it only takes a little bit, and then like, okay, she'll get into a different, she'll shift a little bit. But then there was like moments where I can see, okay, yeah, you're staying in this space. So either I can continue to try to like overcompensate for you,
Yeah.
or I can just acknowledge like how I did and just say, all right, bro, I see this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's what we have to learn now moving forward. Everything that you said, perfect. And the next level to that is now, how do we now acknowledge and just, again, the elephant in the room? How do we, our own elephant, to be like, what you just said, like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know what I feel. I feel like A, B, and C happened. I was at brunch. It was cool. I was cutting up. I was joking. This happened. I got this phone call. I had this conversation. And not even necessarily in your head, maybe having that, but with us, we probably would have an authentic conversation. But like even being able to just be able, like to walk through that stuff and be like, oh, this is where things kind of shifted. So whatever, I don't want to really talk about it, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm not really mad about it. I just feel some type of way, and now this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like now leveling up and learning like, okay, cool. How do we take that to another level so that we learn and that we teach and that we still live in our purpose even when we don't feel it?
But honestly, I think that's the problem, or like problems can arise from that, is like living in your purpose sometimes looks like this. Like, I mean, I personally think for some pastors and preachers, the problems arise when you aren't as authentic with just like your congregation or your group or your peers, and same thing with friends. Like when you just aren't as authentic, because it's just kind of like, oh well, you know, how do we, like, some things aren't necessarily like huge in solution. Some things are just kind of like, oh well, you clearly feeling some type of way. I mean, me and my best friend do it. Like Shannon, I can smell her moods. Like I know when it's just like, all right, this is clearly a downhill moment. Like I'll have like a moment where it's like, all right, this is kind of what I think X, Y, and Z, but then I did it. Like, you know, like I know where it goes. Like, all right, cool. Like this is just a mood that you about to be in. I'm a rock with you regardless. Same thing, vice versa. Like with me, when we did our reunion, she just knew what kind of mood I was gonna be in. Like she knew it was no talking out of it. Like she just knows me, so it's just kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm a rock with you, and I'm gonna make sure you know that you're supported and feel supported, and that's it. Like, I'm not about to try and talk you out of this. I'm not about to try and, talk you, like, there is nothing extreme to, like, talk over, but really just to be able to say, like, and honestly, it's with being able to get friends who, like, can just say, like, all right, you know what? Like, you in a vibe, you in a mood. Cool, like, and not have people who gonna be upset or offended or like, da, 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 da. It's like, nah, like, there is nothing that can happen right now. Truly, there is nothing that can happen right now.
Right.
So, like, you either vibe with me or you don't. And then I don't care if you do or you don't. Like, I'm going to have to move regardless, So, just really being able to have, like, authentic just friendship and relationships so that you're able to just, like, just be in the moment, like, and not even... For some people, yes, like, be able to identify what you're feeling and to know what you're feeling. But for some people, it's just like you've been just holding stuff in too long and you just been acting like putting on this face. And honestly, like, I have been doing that way too long. Like, maybe that's why I got so tired of working at my job now. It's just painting this face of, like, always happy, always smiling, always laughing, like, just really being politically correct and just constantly doing these things to where it's just kind of like, I'm tired. I am truly drained. Like, I don't want to do it no more, and not just in a working environment, but just in every part of my life where it's like, I don't want to do it no more. And I don't want to perpetuate the same cycles of it anymore. Like, if somebody's not feeling something, cool. Like, I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. It is what it is. I'm going to be here regardless. And when you ready, I'm here. And when you not, I'm here. Like,
right.
Same thing with my daughter. Like, when she ready, I'm here. And when she not, I'm here. Like, your feelings hurt because you feel like we yelling at you. Cool. I'm not yelling at you. I'm telling you that I'm just being very stern and forceful about what I believe. But I'm here. Like, your feelings hurt. Cool. I'm here. You need a break. Cool. I'm here. You don't want to talk to me. Cool. I'm here. Like,
yeah.
So really being able to do that. And I think it's really important to have that with any relationships in your life, whether it be, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, daughter, mother, daughter, son, like, father, daughter, like, whatever the case is, like, really making sure that you give room and give space for people to feel how they feel in your feelings. What is that? I'm sure Drake has some type of songs that I don't know. Drake always talking about his feelings. That's not it. But yeah, but it's okay to be in your feelings. It's all right to feel how you feel. And sometimes it don't have no grand reason or excuse as to why. You can just find yourself in a mood. Something can just trigger something and you just find yourself in a mood, and it's okay. Like, people, right? Like, I'm gonna be fine at the end of the day. Like, you guys, I'm okay. Like, y'all don't gotta call my mama and tell her, don't call Peg, don't call Auntie Peg, don't call Cent, You don't gotta call none of those people. I'm okay.
She's good.
But it's okay
to not be okay.
To not be okay.
No, and I think that that's good. And, like, in closing, like, I would say that, like, that's the takeaway as far as just the balance, because both perspectives, like, what I just want to leave everyone with, or like even leave myself and you with, is just that it's important to acknowledge the balance and to think about, yes, it's like, because a lot of the times if we get fixated even on the part that I said, the solution part, we miss out on the accepting what is. And then if we get fixated on the accepting part, we miss out on being able to create solution and progress.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to, like, really see, all right, how long have I been doing this for every situation? Have I just been sitting here and just been like, not shrugging it off? Or have I in every situation been like, okay, cool, I'm totally fine. Let's just move forward. How can I help you? How can I make you happier? How can I make this better? Okay, let's, so being able to find that balance and being like, look, I'm not really feeling this. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Can you give me a moment? Let's get back to this on Tuesday, because on Sundays I don't feel like processing through my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a thing of just being able to figure out, okay, like I know that I cannot keep on doing this. I know that I'm empowered enough to feel like I'm okay with accepting my emotions, whatever they are. So, because that's what I'm into. Like, I am in a very, like, I feel like for like the past year or so, I've noticed myself be very okay with being exactly who I am and authentic to it. And I know I have areas where I have room to grow. However, I have had this like self-reflection too, to be like, oh shoot, like, have I been like completely, like, have I been leaning to the more of the selfish side, to where I feel like it's stifling me in certain areas. So it's just a matter of really being able to look at that stuff more deeply when you have your reflection time, accepting wholeheartedly everything that you are experiencing and being okay with it, but then be able to have your reflection moment later to be like, okay, if this comes up again, how do I slowly creep myself out of just sitting in it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's just that, it's that balance. And so I really, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you being present and staying true to who you are, because that's exactly why I gravitate toward you. It's just like,
man.
That's it.
I'm always present. Even when I don't seem present, I just don't have anything to say at the time.
I know.
I just feel like you always just make me want to talk.
Exactly. But look at you. Like you just said so much. You said so much. You didn't even know.
Just make me sometimes.
No, I just make you like, I'll make you do nothing you don't want to do, bro.
She just would have kept pestering guys.
Now I pestered her, y'all.
Now you can check on me about Chris.
Y'all can thank me later for just asking more questions. It's crazy, because that's what I got to do on a daily basis. I got to not accept just the outer shell. Sometimes it's hard because you want to, like, if y'all see her face, that's why I tried to go on live and my phone died. But y'all see her face, you don't want to say nothing to a face like that. You want to just keep it pushing. You want to look down. All right, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're going to catch y'all on the final episode of Chris and Meems podcast, where things are still kicking. Yay. Okay. We can fade us out. Maybe we'll keep the music playing on this whole one, because some of it gets a little, just dark, to keep a little bit of uplifting.
It's okay.
Going. It's okay. You want to sit in the silence. Yeah. Okay, bro.
Sit in the silence. It's uncomfortable sometimes.
It's pretty uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
The elephant in the room. We've got our title. Let's hit it.
I don't think that's...
Kick us up. No, that's not the title. Bro, what you
Drake
mean?
Is more catchy.
Drake?
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Feelings.
Right. You don't even know the song, bro.
He always talk about feelings.
Feelings.
Oh, no.
Deep in my feelings.
That's LMA, first of all.
Wait, E, did you already cut us off?